the bear.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. Let's see what we do. And welcome back to Boss and the Bear, everybody. I'm Jocelyn the Boss.
And I'm the bear.
And I totally forgot there's a cutscene playing right now. So, like, what you missed, they got gassed. The end.
What happened
Yeah.
to the Chaos Emerald?
Yikes, by
boy.
the way.
Eggman got one of them.
This is,
It was the other He must
you know, we
be
talk
dead.
about the voice acting a lot. I just,
Now the Emerald County
child
won,
actors
and
are a
Eggman's
thing.
winning.
Jocelyn
Let's move
hates
on.
child actors.
this is
Hates
true.
them.
This is true.
Oh my god.
I have very strong feelings about child actors, actually. And I say this as someone who, you know, was bit by the theater bug when I was, like 6. So I know, you know, how much fun it is to, like, memorize lines and shit. But acting, like, actual, like, becoming another character, I don't believe children have that capability yet. They just don't have the emotional maturity to, like, be anything less than genuine.
Yeah.
To like bring that kind of genuineness to emotions and people that they're not. And like adults struggle with this too. I'm not saying that like, oh, children are inherently immature. That is kind of true, but like I'm not ragging on you kids out there.
It's
A lot of you have grown up.
It's a big complex thing.
But like a lot of adults have a hard time faking emotions that they're not feeling either. But with kids, it's a lot more universal. Like they haven't really been broken yet. At least the ones that like end up in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And so like to get a good performance out of a child actor, you usually have to like abuse the shit out of them psychologically.
Yep. Because like especially in things like the horror and thriller genre.
Yeah. Like I can't think of specific examples right now, but I know that like Stanley Kubrick, for instance, did like
God.
crazy stuff to get really good performances out of his cast
Yeah.
in movies like
The Shining.
The Shining. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Shelley Duvall like fucking
And like,
that.
oh my God, yes. And you know, it works. These are fantastic movies with like wonderful portrayals of these characters, but you get that by being, you know, an
Yeah.
abusive, terrible person.
There's this
And nowadays we have like standards of ethics that prevent directors from being shit. And as a result, kid actors kind of suck.
There's kind of this whole thing that I don't like about like suffering inherently making things better. Like the whole Mother Teresa thing. That,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
She spent. Oh yeah, it's a snowboarding level.
Ugh, I hate this.
But yeah, Mother Teresa, not that great. She mostly hung out with the poor and the sick because she thought that their suffering somehow brought them closer to God, and not because she actually wanted to help
And
them.
she didn't believe in anesthetic either.
Yeah.
That was the thing. She like would have people perform surgeries without giving them anesthetic, and like that's pretty fucking barbaric.
Yeah.
I'm not
it's
going to say that it cancels out the good things that she did. I just like I'm always, you know, let's remember people for everything that they were, not
Yeah.
just the good/bad parts.
Because if you like deify and vilify people, it makes it so that like, oh, only, you know, you can only be a really good person if everything you do is good, and you can only be a really bad person if everything you do is bad, which makes it really easy for bad people to get away with stuff and for good people to go unnoticed.
And the truth of it is like no one's really good or bad.
Yeah.
We're all just people and we're all doing our best. And everyone's the hero of their own story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone thinks they're doing the right thing for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I think he's ahead of me. Shit. If I lose, I'm going to be pissed. Because you basically just have to hit the ramps. That's the only way to like get ahead of him. Fuck. God damn it.
I think you're neck and neck right now.
Well, good, because I'm getting pissed off. Anyway, I'm like, there's actually, I have so many complicated feelings about like, artists as well, because like 2016 was a good year for musicians
what the
dying.
Fuck was that?
I just hit a wall and it kind of freaked the fuck out.
Cool.
You get used to that playing
Yeah.
this game long enough. And I've logged more than 100 hours into this game. Oh, fuck off, Sonic. You asshole. You piece of
Fucking
garbage.
nutsack.
You nutsack.
You little
You
turd
piece of
burger.
shit.
You little,
Fuck, I missed the ramp again.
You little shit nugget.
If I
you
lose, I'm
little-
going to be... Oh, come on. I don't want to do this level again. I hate it. I mean, it wasn't that long, but still. Anyway, as I was saying, there's like... Because, like, David Bowie, a lot of stuff came out about him, like,
Yeah.
having sex with a 15-year-old groupie. That's not a cool thing to do.
No, that's not
But
a cool thing to
also, I don't think it's, like... I don't think people who listen to David Bowie's music are bad people just because David Bowie did a bad thing.
Yeah.
And like, I do still think that David Bowie, you know, did a lot of good things and was a force for good for like LGBT representation and stuff like that. But that doesn't make having sex with a 15-year-old groupie
Not a bad
good
thing,
thing.
like-
That is a terrible thing, and he should not get away with that. But I really don't want the conversation to stop and start there, you know?
Yeah. Because you can't just say this person did one bad thing bad and now they're a bad person forever and ever, like, end of story, because that gives people no... Well, like, I guess David Bowie can't grow because he's
dead.
but just, like, as a concept.
But then, like, so, like... And you can't cut out, like, every creative person who's ever, like, been a shitty person, or else you miss out on a
all
lot
have
of
been.
really good art. Like the Beatles, for instance.
Yeah.
John Lennon, legendary abusive husband and total shithead to his kid,
Yup.
also made, like, some of the greatest music, I don't know, some of the most influential music of the 20th century.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, I'd hate to think that, like, listening to Beatles makes everyone a bad person.
Because then literally everybody who's ever listened to the radio is a person.
Yeah, basically.
Like,
I forget where I'm supposed to go.
fool. Jocelyn.
I think this is where I
is-
fight Knuckles.
This is the most disappointed I've ever been in you, I think. Oh, there you go.
I found it. I
You
found the
found it.
cutscene.
There we go. You found the cutscene. Good. Would have been terrible.
Well,
if we
like,
lost
did
that.
you know that it was time to go fight Knuckles? Did the story give you
Hells
any
no.
indication that that was supposed to be what's happening now? What are you doing, Knuckles? Oh god, the exact same scene again from Tails' perspective.
No way, Knuckles.
Anyway,
No.
but at the same
way,
time, you have people like
Knuckles.
Orson Scott Card who like actively donates his money to like
Oh no.
anti-LGBTQ groups
Which
and
is
stuff,
bad.
which is bad. So then,
Really
like,
bad.
watching the Ender's Game movie does become like kind of a sinful thing at
Because
that
you're
point because you're
Supporting
giving him money.
and that money is gonna go to bad stuff.
So like, it's capitalism just sucks.
Yeah, because like also we bought this couch that we're sitting on right now to Salvation Army, which is like let's gay and trans people die on the streets instead of accepting them into their
But it was $50, and it's a really nice couch, you guys.
$40.
Oh yeah, it was only
It
$40.
was $39.99.
Uh,
But like,
and it only cost us our souls.
It
There's
only
no
cost us our
ethical
souls.
consumption under capitalism,
let's just tear it down.
which has become like my new catchphrase. But it's
Yeah.
it's the only way I can sleep at night because like I like McDonald's
Yeah.
and I need like cheap Walmart prices to buy my
Also,
groceries.
Vis-a-vis thrift stores and cheap takeout places and Walmart and stuff, like, we're broke as shit. That's just a fact. Like,
Yep.
if we could afford to not spend our money there, we would do that. But
But like it's and that's just like the whole mechanism of like minimum wage makes it so that we have to like spend our money extremely economically, which means we can only like buy at places that have the lowest prices, which means
which just like,
unethical strip
furthers-
stores and unethical corporations.
Yep.
You
Which
know,
just furthers
in
the
between
breakdown.
episodes, we were like talking, hey, we didn't stay on that
We didn't get you
super
stuck.
serious.
Yeah.
But now we are in the zone.
We're like deep in it. We're like wading through the muck. I think Chaos is just so coolly designed. I know this is a shitty boss fight. I'm pretty sure we said this last
Well,
time you
yeah,
fought this
because
boss, but like,
this is the second time out of 3 I get to fight this fucking boss.
but like, I like this boss. Like, it looks cool. It looks like a cool boss battle, even though ultimately it sucks.
It's interesting, and like ever since the Sonic games went 3D, they've had this problem with their boss fights, and that is that like they all become dodge attacks and wait until he exposes his
Glowing weak spot.
like glowing weak spot. And that's not exciting. You don't have any control over the flow of what's going on.
Yeah.
And here you're just like jumping on lily pads, and he flips them over, and is there a consequence to
away.
that? I don't even remember. But then you just gotta jump on his head.
Yeah. Well, like it would make more sense if you couldn't step in the water. Because like if you step in the water for long enough, you sink and die.
But like you have so much time before that becomes a problem, as I'm
Yeah.
demonstrating right now.
Like ultimately it doesn't matter that the lily pads get flipped and that there's nowhere to stand because you can stand anywhere. You just have to keep jumping.
As long as you're zooming around.
Yeah.
Zooming around at the speed of sound. I love that we just like both just drifted into that without even really thinking.
Right?
God, just
I reference
come
that
up.
song once a week at least.
At least.
At least.
Oh, you know what? Like pops into my head like almost all the time.
What?
It was like this thing from a Strong Bad cartoon.
What is it?
Like one of the Teen Girl Squads, I think. Oh, for God's sakes! Come on. Okay, I got him. I think.
Good.
Cool.
Yeah, you did.
It's like they're on the beach and there's these two guys there, and one is like, "I miss video games. I miss my mom.
I miss
And
video games.
Yeah.
I miss my mom.
They like set that to the Teen Girl Squad themes, like, "I miss video games. I miss my mom. I miss video games. I miss my mom."
Yeah.
That goes through my head all the fucking time.
Yup.
And it's just like anytime I'm just like feeling like, hey, I want to play some video games, I'm just like, I miss video games. I miss my mom. And I do miss my mom too. It's just like
Same.
I don't talk to my mom nearly as often, so it's not.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing. That's a weird thing. If you're watching this, Mom, I love you.
Yeah.
I've already like
Everybody
made a
call your
reference.
moms. Call your moms. Say
Unless
hi.
you don't want to.
Unless you don't want to, or if your mom sucks, or...
Shout out to the people whose moms suck and
Yeah.
are glad to be living away from them,
Yep.
because like it's a real thing. All right, I didn't hear a damn word of that, so I'm just
Right?
gonna pretend
Good.
that's like I actually legit did not hear.
I'm happy to live alone. I'm very happy that yeah.
Yeah, it's not like this is a
that I
collaborative
made
show
the
or
break
anything.
away. I whispered to the audience because I'm glad.
Yeah, right.
Don't tell my brother. He'll tell my mom. He's gonna watch this. I guarantee he'll watch.
Really?
Yeah, my brother will find probably. I mean, it's a gaming thing. I don't even know if he watches Let's Plays. I don't know anything about his life right now.
I'd be really surprised if my family watches this, except for my mom.
Right.
Like my siblings don't strike me as the kind of people who'd be super interested in this. More than anything, I think my nieces and nephews would be like way into this. Way into like my doing of shit.
That's cute.
How are we for time on this episode?
I was just pointing at Maria.
Cool. All right, so we're about to get into like my next favorite thing of fucking playing the Tales campaign.
Oh yeah.
So here's a good point to close us off for the episode. So until next time, I'm Jocelyn the Boss. I accidentally triggered the cutscene, so I have to make
Oh
this fast.
no.
Whatever.
You fool.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.